Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and now we're going to begin to talk about fall in and fall out. There's a lot of confusion on what fall in and fall out is, where it comes from, and why we should even care. Well, the simple answer is we should care because it helps us determine a cause-based analysis to see where we can do better going forward. Next year, for example, if we have a substantial amount of fall in or fall out from prior appropriations, we can try and target ways to mitigate that going forward. This will allow you an increased capability to execute when the appropriation is valid and current, and can get you those things that you may have thought went by the wayside. So this is the overall visual that you're going to end up with a product like this. The number one driving factor of it is what we do is we keep hot information hot out of legacy and cold information cold out of DEEMS to allow us a visual interpretation of what our fall in or out is in each system to help us further analyze and then buy commodity with a total O&M fall in fall out for the current fiscal year. So what determines fall in and fall out is any changes in prior year expired appropriations that have occurred in this fiscal year. There's a little bit of information that you need to understand difference between the accounting and legacy and the accounting and DEEMS and how that fall in is attributed, and we'll get into each as we begin building the product. But what we want to look at for the meantime is that fall in and fall out is not measured by the amount of the appropriation that is affected, but by the total aggregate amount that has changed in any expired appropriation in the current fiscal year. So an easy way to kind of look at that is here in legacy, for example. If we go in and take a look at our legacy analysis, notice that fiscal year 2015 has had some fall out and 2016 has had some fall in. Well, the total net of those two fiscal years affected have all occurred in FY17 based on the post date. So now that those post dates are after the expiration date of those appropriations, the total amount is your current fiscal year fall in or fall out. Fall in means that appropriations have become more available. You've had a reduction in obligations. Fall out is the exact opposite. So as we start to look at that, we'll go into each of those more in detail in just a moment, and we'll begin with a blank workbook and show you the data pulls that need to come out of legacy and DEEMS and DQS. We'll then move into showing you how to format the data in a way that makes sense, in a way that you can filter out a large amount of data into only what you need to analyze through helper columns and data tables, and then we'll be able to show you how to create your pivots based off of that data set. And from there, pivot charts are nice and pretty for the eyes. So we'll go ahead and take a peek. The next video we will begin by doing our legacy and DEEMS data pulls and showing you where that information comes from to make sure you have the right information for the right time. So if you have any questions, by all means, always give me a shout, give me a contact. This template will be readily available on the SharePoint along with instructions for DEEMS and the CRIS query for fall in for legacy only. Those both could be ran with your specific information reconnected to this workbook and clicked update immediately. So it is available for you, but we are going to walk you through the entire process of building a product like this so that you can learn the steps behind tailoring your specific information. As always, Lieutenant Josh Johnson, and we'll look forward to talking to you in just a minute.